Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. So in today's video I'll be talking about how to dress for your body shape. So first of all, I'll be talking about knowing your body shape, because you have to know your body shape before you know how to dress for your body shape or your body type. I'll be dividing this particular video into part 1 and part 2. So today we'll actually majorly be talking about how to know your body type. One of the reasons why people dress up after putting the right things and they feel like they've done the best they could, they've done everything that they're supposed to do, but yet some things seem to be missing, is probably because they are actually dressing right, but they don't know their body type. So they're probably wearing the wrong things in the wrong place, or they're actually flattering a part of themselves where they're not supposed to flatter, and they don't know they're actually doing that because they don't understand that, okay, this part of my body shouldn't be flattered, or I shouldn't wear this color often in this area of my body because of this and because of that. So this entire video is actually going to make you understand and help you to see what you're doing wrong and what you should start doing right. So the major tool we'll be needing is actually a tape measure. I have one right here. And if you don't, no problem. You can just go to your mirror, stand there. When I'm explaining certain shape and certain size or whatever, go to your mirror, check yourself and see which of them you possess, so you can know which category you actually fall into. So if you have a tape measure, get a pen and a paper and let's take our body measurement. We actually only need 4 major measurements: our shoulder measurements, you don't need someone to do this for you. Try going to the edge of your shoulder where it's almost falling, and then measure it. So this is where mine is. I am actually 41. My shoulder is 41 inches. This is inches. We're measuring in inches. It's easier to read in inches, so we're measuring in inches. And I'm actually 41 on my shoulders. And the next measurement we're going to be taking is your bust. That's the fullest part of your bust. In case I didn't mention, if you're a guy and you're watching this video, you could also do this. The whole principle and everything applies to both male and female, not just females. So I am measuring the fullest part of my bust, and I am actually a 34 right here. So the next thing is to measure your waist, and right here my waist is about 26 inches. My waist is about 26 inches. So my shoulder is 41, my bust is 34, and my waist is 26 inches. Last thing is to take your hip measurement. So this is the fullest part of my hip. You're just going to run a tape through to make sure that you're really grabbing the fullest part of your hip. And that's what I'm doing right now. And yep, we'll take it out to check the measurements. And my hip is actually 40 inches. Now that we're done with taking our measurements, I'm going to explain what they mean and all of that. So the first shape I'll be talking about is the hourglass shape. This is the shape most people want to be. Everybody wants to look like an hourglass. People are going through surgeries, exercise, all to be an hourglass shape. It's a very common shape. People know about it. People want to be it. And it's a shape whereby your waist is actually really snatched. Your waist is like the thinnest part of your body. Your waist is smaller than the upper part of your body and the lower part of your body. And in this case, it's kind of like a perfect, should I say a perfect measurement, because the upside will almost be exactly the same with the downside. Like you all have seen that my shoulder measurement is actually about 41 and my hip measurement is about 40 inches. So I am actually a smaller hourglass shape. I'm saying smaller because I'm actually a small sized. I'm not a plus size or a medium size. Some people, you can have a small sized hourglass shape, a medium sized hourglass shape, and also a plus size hourglass shape. You could be plus size and also have an hourglass shape. So from the measurements taken, I am an hourglass shape, and I actually escaped being a rectangle shaped because my shoulder is about 41 inches, right? So it's like an inch wider than my hip, but because the difference is not so much, I am an hourglass shape. And if your waist is snatched, your waist is way smaller, like my waist is 26 inches, and if it's way smaller than your shoulders, your bust, and also your hip, then you are an hourglass shaped person. So the second shape I'll be talking about is the triangle shaped. The triangle shaped is when the lower part of your body is smaller than the upper part of your body. I mean, way smaller than the upper part of your body, not just smaller, like noticeably smaller. And in this case, you have a broad shoulder, or not even a broad shoulder, probably your hip is just way smaller than your bust on your shoulder. That's how a triangle shaped person looks. Lower part smaller and upper part bigger or larger. The third shape is the inverted triangle. Inverted triangle that comes like this, just the opposite of the triangle, right? And the inverted triangle is actually divided into two. Some people actually use the shape pear also, the shape of a pear like this. And the difference between an inverted triangle and the shape of a pear is, or the pear-shaped people, is that the pear-shaped people don't just have the upper part of their body smaller than the lower part of their body. They also have their waist a little bit snatched. So their waist is snatched and the upper part is also small, but then their waist is still smaller than their shoulder. I hope you're getting this. Meaning they're almost hourglass, but they're not hourglass because their shoulder part is way smaller than their hip part. So they are actually the inverted triangle or pear-shaped. Now, the inverted triangle is just that the lower part of your body is way bigger than the upper part of your body. Those that are called the pear-shaped people are actually the ones that actually also have their waist snatched, but then they also have the lower part of their body way bigger than the upper part of their body. In case you don't understand, I'll be inserting lots of pictures so you could get the difference between all the shapes and so you wouldn't get confused of which you are. The next shape is the round-shaped people. So a round-shaped person is someone that actually has the upper part of their body, the center part of their body, that's the waist, and also the hip area, almost the same size. So since it's almost the same size, they kind of look a little bit roundish. Those are the people that are round shaped. They usually have tummy and also lots of hip and also lots of bust, but then no one is really bigger than the other, so they're kind of the same thing and they kind of form this roundish shape. Those are the people they call the round-shaped people. So the next one is the apple-shaped people. The apple-shaped people are usually confused as the round-shaped people, and some people actually tell you they are the same thing. But I think there is actually a little difference. The difference is, okay, so the round-shaped people have hair that's the upper part, the waist part, and the hip part almost looking the same. But then the apple-shaped people actually have the upper part looking big, the center part also looking almost as equal as the upper part, but then the upper part and the waist part is not looking the same thing with the lower part. So they kind of have little of the lower part and more of the upper part. So it actually also kind of look like the triangle shaped people or the inverted triangle, if I'm not mistaken. Right now the picture is kind of mixing in my head, but they kind of look like one of those, but they are not. They actually have a little difference, but actually generally people usually just put them in the category of, you know what, they look like round shaped people. The last but not the least, we have the rectangle shaped people. Rectangle shaped people are basically people that they actually use the word they have no waist. That is, they don't really have a defined waist. When you look at them, you can't really see that, oh, this is your waist, except when they bend to one side, you now be like, okay, I think I can see your waist. When they bend towards a particular side, then you could actually see that, okay, this is actually where your waist is. But then you can't see it by just look. When they're standing straight, you can't really notice where their waist is actually starting from because it's not defined. Those people actually have their hip side, their waist side, and their bust side almost looking the same. They're just kind of like this. Nigerians will call them straight-lined people, but they are actually rectangle shaped people. So if you've been watching to this point, I want to believe that you already know what shape you are and you're already beginning to understand that, okay, this is the name they call it, this is what it is, and all of that. But then I want to tell you that if you're not an hourglass shaped, because for some reasons in the society, an hourglass shape is the shape that is acceptable by the society, but then some people actually prefer the other shaped. Either ways, I want you to know that whatever shape you are is beautiful, you're gorgeous, and you don't have to change anything about yourself. And since you are already here, then you're in luck, because in my next video, that's the other series following this one, I will be teaching you how to dress with your body type. Now that you know what shape you are, I'll be teaching you exactly how to flatter certain parts of your body and how to hide certain parts of your body if you don't want certain parts of your body to show, and how to make people concentrate on certain parts of your body when they're seeing you, how to just, basically just dress your body shape and look the best, look gorgeous, look snatched, no matter the shape that you are. So I'll be dealing with color, type of outfits, and accessories. So if you've not yet subscribed, please do that so you can see my next videos, and also click the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a video. Please like this video and share it to your friends. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Bye.